Okay, sorry for that interruption, please. Sorry. We come to question 3. Question 3, figure 3 shows a part of the respiratory organ of a bone fish. Okay, so we can take time and study study figure 3, which is diagram, figure 3, which is diagram, which is here, this diagram. Okay, so let's study this diagram. So we can see that we have got Z, which is Z, and we have got Q bar. Okay, those are the two parts that I mentioned. So we can go ahead and answer the questions. Okay, let's answer questions. So we have question 1. Identify structure Z or Z. What is this structure called?
The structure Z is called geofilament.
Okay, so this is called geofilament. Okay, geofilament or filaments?
Filaments.
Okay, filaments, geofilaments. All right, thank you so much. You are really helpful. You are helping us to understand and know things. Okay, all right, so now that is, so we say this one is the geofilaments. Okay, all right. As you can see, even the arrows that are coming from Z, there are 2. So that is filaments. Okay. We come to question B. Oh, sorry. Is that BA2? A2, which is explain how structures labeled Z are suitable for their function. So here, it's 1 mark. That means you need to give 1 structure. So for the sake of our viewers, we can give them 2. So how are they made? So pick 2 that you can give us.
It has a lot of capillaries for increasing the surface area.
Okay, it has lot of capillaries. Lot of capillaries. As end result, it also increase the surface area. Okay, so the surface area for what? To absorb oxygen. Okay, to allow oxygen diffuse into the fish. Okay, so it has, so I left here, it should be, it has a lot of capillaries to enlarge. Because of space, I'm going to modify increase to enlarge surface area, or to make the surface area to be big. Okay, to increase the surface area. Okay, so at the other point, there is 1 mark we can give. The other point that can be
it has a large surface area.
Okay, it has the first large surface area, which is we have embedded in the other one.
Okay, it has a thin epithelium.
Okay, it has thin epithelium. Okay, so this is the reason it has thin epithelium is when the water goes into the gills, because of the thinness of the epithelium, the oxygen is easy to enter the body of the fish. Okay, because the oxygen will pass through a thin layer. Okay, that's good. So from those 2, you can pick 1 and write it as an answer. It has a lot of capillaries which carries oxygen to the other parts of the body, or which traps oxygen, and the oxygen that enters through the epithelium will find a lot of capillaries which will be easier to go into the blood, and then the blood carries oxygen to other parts of the body. That's the first one, and it has a thin epithelium. That means the thinness of epithelium allows the oxygen to enter easily because it will just travel a short distance. Okay, we come to question 2.
Name 2 other respiratory organs in fish other than the one shown in figure 3.
Okay, so apart from the gills, what other respiratory organs does the fish have?
Number 1,
Okay.
we have a buccal cavity.
Okay, so buccal cavity, that is the mouth. Okay, so buccal cavity, which is also called the mouth. Okay.
We have also the operculum.
So we have operculum, which are also known as gill cover. Okay. All right. So 2. Are there other ones? That's all. Okay. We come to question 3b. Okay, question 3b, which is describe the law played by each of the respiratory organs identified in A2.
So the law played by the buccal cavity or the mouth.
Okay, law 2. Okay, it's supposed to be organs identified in A3, not 2, isn't it? Have you seen that?
Yes.
Because 2 was we were giving reasons, explaining structures labeled Z are suitable for their function. So here we are saying A3. So here they should be 3, not 2. Okay. So what is the function of describe the law played by each of the respiratory organs identified in A3. So what is the function of the mouth?
So it is to allow water to enter.
Okay. So the mouth allow water to enter. Okay.
Then the other one,
for the mouth or for the
mouth,
okay,
is to open and close.
Okay. So to open and close. So through opening and closing, it allows the water to enter. When it opens, water goes into the mouth. And then when it closes, it traps the water into the mouth. Okay? So, meaning also open and close. So you can say the mouth allows water to enter through opening and closing. Okay, so that is the activity that will opening and closing. So that way water will enter the fish's mouth. Okay. We come to operculum or the gill cover.
Is to allow water to leave.
Okay, so the gill cover allows water to leave the mouth. So when the fish traps water into its mouth, the gill cover will open so that the water can leave the mouth. Okay, so that the water will just pass, and then the process continues again. The fish will open the mouth and swallow some water and trap some water, and then the gill cover will open to release the water that is trapped. Okay, that's what you mean, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. We come to C. So gill cover allows water to leave the mouth. Okay. Question C is which respiratory organ in human plays the same role as structure Z in a bony fish? Which one? So let's go to structure Z, which we identified as gill filaments. So which the function of gill filament is to trap or to extract oxygen from the water, isn't it?
Yes.
To get oxygen from the water. So which human body have part or respiratory organ in human body that extract oxygen from the air?
Air sac or ovulus.
Okay, so that is the air sac or ovulus, like this. Okay. Where am I missing my spelling? Okay, air sac. So that is the air sac. Let me just say air sac. What? Air sac. Okay, so we say air sac. So the air sac also works as the gill filament in fish. So the same function that air sac have in human beings, that's the same function that gill filaments have in fish. Okay, we come to question 4, which is figure 4 shows the relationship between blood tissue, fluid, cells, and lymph. Okay, so you can take time and start the diagram. Pay attention to these parts. Okay, we pay attention to these parts. Okay, so after I've done that, now we can go ahead and answer the questions. Okay, so let's start with question A, which is identify structure U and T. So what is U?
Structure U is called lymphatic vessel.
It's called the
Lymphatic vessel or lymph vessel.
Okay. So you said leaf vessel. Okay. T.
Structure T is called a vein.
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 Okay. So we are saying venule. Okay. So here we can say where it's T, we can say leaf vessel. Then we have T, which is venule. Okay. Okay, we come to question B1, which is name the nutrient presented by S. So S is here. What is this nutrient which is going in? You can see it's going in there.
So the nutrients which are present at S are mentioned to amino acids.
Amino acids. Amino acids.
And glucose.
Or glucose. Remember, it's 1 mark, so one answer between the two will earn you a mark, whichever you pick. Okay?
Question B2.
Okay.
Compare the blood pressure at R to that at T and give a reason for your answer.
Okay. compare the blood pressure at R and give a reason to your answer. Okay, so compare the blood pressure at R to that at T and give a reason for your answer. Okay, so we have got the blood that is coming from here going to T is here, and here is R. The blood is coming this side, going this side. So what happens at R? Okay.
At R, the blood pressure is carried with
Okay, it's see.
The blood pressure at R is carried at a high pressure.
Okay, so at R there is
High blood pressure.
there is high blood pressure. Okay, is high blood pressure. Okay, we are making a comparison. Wow.
At T, there
is
low blood pressure.
Low blood pressure. So we're saying at T there is low blood pressure. Okay, so that is the comparison. Now, why is that? Why at R there is high blood pressure and why at T there is low blood pressure?
Because at R, the blood comes from the heart.
So, because at R the blood is coming from the heart going to the parts of, so because at R blood everything. Okay, at R blood is coming from the heart. At R the blood is coming
from the heart.
Sorry, just a minute. Okay, so let's look at the diagram before we write this reason. So we are saying at R we can see and we can take a look at that. Okay, so we know that this is anterior. Okay, so there as the blood is coming from the heart going to the other parts of the blood. So where the part that is closer to the heart will have high blood pressure. So because at R the blood is near or coming from the is coming from the heart, coming from the heart, well, let's say coming or near the heart, because the blood is heading the same direction. So we can say coming from the heart or near the heart, well, at T is far from the heart. Okay, so that is the other one. Then in addition to this one, we can also say that the anterior, the atrial are thinner, okay, or they have a smaller lumen, while the venulae have a wider lumen. So the anterior have smaller lumen, meaning it has got the small space. It has got the small space in between. If it's a pipe, that means the hole in the pipe where the blood is passing through is small. So it has thick wall but small, so meaning the blood will be under pressure. So it has a smaller lumen than the venule. Okay, that's why even the pressure is different on these 2 points. Where this venule, the lumen is wider, the atrial, the lumen is smaller. That's why there is high pressure here and low pressure on venule. Okay, we come to question C, which is 4C, which is explain the law of structures Okay, explain the laws of, explain the laws of structure U in relation to blood circulatory system. So structure U, we said, is lymph vessel. What is the law of the lymph vessel?
The law of a lymph vessel is it conducts cholesterol.
Okay, it conduct it conducts cholesterol, okay, fat acids
and glycerol.
And glycerol. Okay. Oh. Glycerol
from the alimentary canal.
From alimentary canal. Okay, very good. All right, the other one, they are giving us 3 marks, so at least we can raise 3 points here.
To maintain fluid balance in the body.
To maintain fluid balance. Maintain. To maintain fluid balance. In the body. Okay. The last one.
To conduct lymphocytes to blood.
Okay. To conduct lymphocytes to blood. Okay, so those are the 3 points that you can write to Brad. Sorry, to Brad. Okay, so those are the answers you can write for that question. Okay, unless if you have got questions or you have a contribution to make, please you can write your contribution in the comment section. We come to question 4. We come to question 4, which is in, or question 5, sorry. This is question 5. I don't know why I'm saying 4. It should be question 5. This is question 5. So question 5 is as follows. The question goes as follows.
A hemophilic mother had 2 sons who were both hemophilic. The father was non-hemophilic. A. Define the term hemophilia. Okay, so I want to define the term hemophilia. Now remember, this is the last question of this section A of this paper. So please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow us on Facebook so that you also catch us when we will be doing the next part of this paper. So make sure you subscribe and like our page so that you don't miss the continuation of this video. So the question is, define the term hemophilia. Okay, so what we can say is hemophilia is related to blood. So what happens if someone has got hemophilia? What happens is that blood clotting becomes slow. Okay, that person will have difficulties in his blood to clot. Okay, so then that means that person has got hemophilia, the condition called hemophilia. So how can we define hemophilia? So hemophilia is a genetic disease. Okay, so we can say it is a genetic disease. Okay, it's a genetic disease where blood clot slowly. Okay, so if this person has injured himself and the blood is coming out, it will need external intervention for blood to stop coming out, or it will take a long time for blood to stop coming out. So usually when this happens, that means the person has doesn't have factor 8. So
This is because of lack of factor, that is factor 8. Okay, it's written in Roman numerals like that. Okay, lack of factor 8. So the lack of factor 8 will cause this condition called hemophilia. Okay, unless if there are questions. If there are no questions, we can forge ahead. Okay, we come to question 5b, which is using x and x raised to the power of h small letter and x raised to the power of h capital letter. Write down the genotype of the parents. Okay, so when we talk about genotypes, these are traits that are not seen outside. They are usually inside. They are genetic. When you look at it, you can see them. Okay, these are the factors that influence what we see. Okay, that is the genotypes. So the genotype of the father, because we are told the father has no hemophilia. The father has no hemophilia. Here in the question, we are told hemophilic mother. So the mother is the one who has a condition of blood clotting slowly. So for the father who is okay, we know that for the genotype of a male is XY. Now we are told that for one who has no hemophilia was going to have small h. Okay, for if a male is XY, and since the father is non-hemophilic, is going to have XH, then Y, H of a small letter. Now, the mother whose condition is the mother who has hemophilic is going to have, we know that for female it's XH, again XH, because the mother is hemophilic. Okay, now once we have come up with this, then we can go ahead and write. What did I say on the father? The father should be capital letter H, sorry. Okay, now meaning he has no condition of hemophilic. So the question now, we come to question C, which is using a genetic diagram, explain why both boys were hemophilic. Okay, so here I really need space. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Is there any way I can find space? I don't know. Okay, I'll try as much as possible to reduce my handwriting. That promising. I even, as I'm promising you, I don't even believe it. So let's start with the parents phenotype. Okay, so phenotype is what you see. What is the phenotype of the parents? So we know the father is non-hemophilic, so meaning we have a father who is a normal parent. So we say this what we see. Now phenotype is what we see. Phenotype, we are going to say the father is non-hemophilic. The father is hemophilic. Then the mother is hemophilic. The mother is hemophilic. Okay, so that is the phenotype. Now phenotype is what you see. Okay, now we come to genotype. So that is parents genotype. I'm going to say P genotype, meaning parents genotype. Now genotype is what you don't see. Okay, so the genotype of non-hemophilic father is going to be the same ones we wrote here. Okay, the same ones we're going to use. So it's going to be X capital letter H, then Y. So I'm going to spread them a bit. I'm going to spread them a bit, or let me just first write them like this. I'll spread them in the second step. So I'm going to say here it's X small letter h, X small letter h. Okay, now like that. Then once we have done that, then we can come to gametes. How will be the gametes? Okay. Okay, so these are reproductive cells. So these are reproductive cells. That is, these are sex cells like the egg and the sperm. So that is gamete, the egg and the sperm. So how will be the gametes? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to dismantle these. So I'm going to have X, H, capital letter. Okay, then we're going to have Y, then we're going to have X, H, and X, H for the mother. Okay, so this one is in the, these two, they are in the sperms, and these they are eggs, ovums. Okay, so what happens to these? So if this egg is fertilized, so just see, pay attention as I'm going to close to another page as I'm writing, but observe the way it's moving. So this gamete will fertilize this egg. Okay, this egg, and sorry, let me reduce the size. Let me say this will fertilize this, and then sorry, we're going to have something like, this plus this will give us X, H, and X, Y. Okay, sorry, what am I saying? X, Y, X, H, X, H. So X, H capital letter and X, H small letter. Okay, then again X, H capital letter and X, H small letter, like that. Okay, then we come to here, which is Y will fertilize this and this. Then sorry, let me reduce the line. This and this will give us X, H, Y. Again, this one will fertilize this. Sorry, it will be like, not like that, it will be like this, then like that. Then it will give us X, H, Y. Okay, now we can see that these are girls, these two are girls, and these two are boys. Okay, so the question is, using a genetic diagram, explain why both boys were hemophilic. Okay, so what we can say from there is, we know that these are girls and these are girls and these are boys. These are boys. Okay, this one is also a boy. Okay, so the reason why they are hemophilic, we can say both children got the hemophilic gene from their mother. They got their hemophilic genes from their mother. They inherited hemophilic genes from their mother. As you can see, okay, you can see that every boy has got X with a small h, which is a power, a small h, which is a power. So they inherited it from their mother. They inherited it from their mother. So basically, that is the answer. That is the answer to the question. Okay, so basically, this is how you come up with this. That's how you can answer the question using genetic diagram. Please, I know the spacing wasn't okay, but if you followed me very well, you are able to identify the way these lines, as you can see, they are not okay, but that's how you do it. However, I'm going to tag a video or where I did a good drawing on this topic in the comment section. Immediately we are done with this video, I'll look for that video and tag it, write the link into the comment section so that you can see it fully. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and we have come to the end of today's session for biology. Remember, we have started a session called deep understanding of so today we are deep understanding of uh, biology paper 2 examination paper. So we're sharing with you ideas or ways on how to understand this paper. If you have got questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the comment section. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. We encourage you to watch these videos we are producing. We have decided to revise with you up to the time you're going to write your exams. So if you want to refresh your mind with the academic work, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook pages so that you don't miss any video. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you and good night.